give me some rocko rocko, kokoro. You give me some rocko rike, rajara, so rajara. I need some kurum kurum kichirum.
Hey y'all. Richi, Richi, ra ra ra. You give me some roko roko, roko ro. You give me some roko rike, ra sha ra, so ra sha ra. You give me some Richi, Richi, roko ra. You give me some roko roko, roko ro. You give me some roko riche, ra sha ra, so ra sha ra. So, give me love, baby. You give me love, give me love, give me love, baby. Give me love, baby. Give me love, give me love. How we doing? You give me some Richi, Richi, ra ra ra. You give me some roko roko, roko ro. You give me some roko rike, ra sha ra, so ra sha ra. You give me some Richi, Richi, ra ra ra. You give me some roko roko, roko ro. You give me some roko rike, ra sha ra, so ra sha ra. You give me love. Be right back. Then I'm back. Okay, so I know I say it all the time, but that is really, really one of my favorites. Okay. How y'all doing? Happy Monday. It's Monday. Let's get right into it. Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this beautiful Monday. We thank you for this opportunity to come together in your name and to enjoy your presence. We thank you for this beautiful day as it comes to a close, or perhaps even a beginning for some of us who are getting ready to turn up on Monday. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We thank you for our ancestors. We thank you for this opportunity to honor them for all that they have endured, for all the wisdom that they bestow upon us, for the protection, and for all that they do in realms that we cannot see. We thank you for the archangels, for being on assignment, for protecting us, relaying messages to us, healing us, and for accepting the assignment to do so. I'm sorry, I got thrown off because I thought that I was recording, and come to find out it was paused all the time. So we return any negative energies, any evil eye back to sender, 10 times fold. Enjoy all of that. And the church says, Amen. All right. For those of you who are new, I'm Dee. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much. I am your nurse. I am your travel agent. I am your big sister. I am your company for the time being. I am your self-care advocate. I am your personal trainer. And yeah, we're going to get right into it. So this is the part that we call the Blessed Seven. This is where I pull 7 cards intuitively to receive whatever message the divine would have us have at this exact moment. And then we'll move on to our other decks. We'll do our Bible roulette and we will burn our bay leaves. Okay? So we thank you, Lord, for allowing us another day in this beautiful world that you have provided us, that we will never take for granted. I know I won't. You know, I was looking out my window earlier today and was just in awe of just simply looking at the tree It's right outside my bedroom, and how it just was sitting there in the sun, and the birds were chirping, and the wind was blowing ever so lightly. And it was just an amazing moment, beautiful moment. I love nature. I'm definitely one of those appreciated from a distance, because me and insects, we're still working on our relationship. um, but if it wasn't for the insects, I think I would probably be knee deep in dirt, for real. Like, I truly love nature, and I love everything that God has created. I appreciate it all for how it works together so beautifully and seamlessly, and yet so dynamically. How we all impact each other on this planet. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. What a time to be alive. So before I realized that the camera wasn't rolling, I had mentioned something along the lines of being grateful for the now, and just pausing and just really taking it all in. We can plan for the future all day long, but it doesn't even matter. It's a million miles away. Okay, tomorrow is a million miles away. And I actually came up with this really nice affirmation that I'll share with you guys at some point during this video. But I first card out for the Blessed Seven. The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. Zephaniah 3:17. Hope begins in the dark, the stubborn hope that if you just show up and try to do the right thing, the dawn will come. Anne Lamont. Let me be the first to let you know that your efforts count. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, whatever it is that you're facing, whatever uncertainty that you could possibly be battling, your efforts are not going in vain. Don't ever grow weary in doing the right thing, or doing good, or persevering through whatever circumstance that is meant to ultimately help you. It's okay. Help is on the way. Just hang in there. Okay? But yeah, I came up with a really nice affirmation, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. Please feel free to use it. Let me know in the comments if you guys actually went ahead and purchased those markers that I mentioned in the last video, where you can write your affirmations up. Pinterest is absolutely phenomenal. I know somebody tried to put me on Pinterest a decade ago, and I'm just now really fully embracing it and making vision boards and all kinds of stuff in Pinterest. I've gone down the Pinterest rabbit hole and have fallen in love. So get to collaging, get to vision boarding, get to scripting, get to writing. I even made a video to my future self, all of that. Do what you got to do. Call that shit in and manifest it. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Proverbs 16:3. The optimism is the faith that leads the achievement. Nothing can be done without hope or confidence. Helen Keller. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. I love it. I don't like it. I just love it. I hope your week is going well so far. That's what I was saying about one day at a time. Just take it one day at a time. Because if you look too far in the future, you might mess around and scare yourself. It's not up to you to figure out how things are going to come together. So just appreciate the now wherever you are. I promise you it'll make it an easier experience. So we got two cards out here. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Matthew 21:22. Promise we're getting the same cards, man. Prayer crowns God with the honor and glory due to his name, and God crowns prayer with assurance and comfort. The most praying souls are the most assured souls. Thomas Brooks. I want to turn my fan off so bad, but my altar is going to do a whole dance routine if I do. We have this hope, an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. Hebrews 6:19. God will not permit any troubles to come upon us unless he has a specific plan by which great blessing can come out of difficulty. Peter Marshall. All right, Mr. Marshall. Oh, we have number 5 here. 2 to go. You will be secure because there is hope. You will look about you and take your rest in safety. Job 11:18. That reminds me of the affirmation that I made, so I guess I'll share it now. We must accept the disappointment. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose finite hope. Martin Luther King Jr. Now I feel like the card is taunting me. Okay, so the affirmation that occurred to me today. Tonight I rest and sleep. I rest and sleep in complete trust, peace, comfort, and safety, knowing that tomorrow everything in my life changes for the better. Okay. It goes on to say some more, but that's really the basic of that's my little journal. So tonight you rest and sleep knowing that everything changes for the better tomorrow. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Psalms 31:24. Trust the past to God's mercy, the present to God's love, and the future to God's providence. St. Augustine of Hippo. So let's see. Is that 6? I got my cards a little jumbled here. We got one more to go. Okay. Let's see. One more. Oh. As soon as I say it. I entrust you to God and the message of his grace that is able to build you up and give you an inheritance. Acts 20:32. I'm leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart, so don't be troubled or afraid. John 14:27. And the church say, amen. That is your blood. 7, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still like, how in the world was I not recording? I think that happened to me one time before, where I had done a whole thing, and the only reason I knew I wasn't recording is because my screen dimmed, and I was like, okay. All right, so as you know, we have 3 other decks here. And these, we're going to pull some affirmations. I'll pull some beautiful affirmations. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that universally the weather is, around this time of year, unless you're in like Antarctica or something. And even then, I feel like the weather should be stable, should be decent. I'm trying to think. So if this is still our spring, somewhere there may be someone's fall. But wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're able to get out and get barefoot. I was literally looking at the grass today. I went to go play basketball with my children, and I was looking at the grass like, I would definitely kick off my shoes and walk in this grass, but I just got a thing I got to get over. It's like, give me a meadow in the middle of Scotland or Ireland or somewhere where it's like, I know ain't no dogs, ain't been wandering, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I need a place that I can vouch for the grass. Because my neighbor has a dog, and yeah, my neighbor has a dog. Which is why I don't mind filming at night either, because that little yapper likes to yap. Some little small dogs. I just feel like little dogs just need to let the world know that they're here because they're so little. You just might miss them, and you know, silence is going. I met one Chihuahua. That was nice. One. And I couldn't believe it. I was appalled. All right, let's see. My life gets better as I grow older. I don't believe in the word old. So we'll say my life grows better as I become seasoned. I am enough. That's a whole sentence right there. I am enough, honey. I had someone ask me once after 3 years of dating, what do I bring to the table? I was like, oh yeah, this is done. This is over. I forgive those who have hurt me. Right on the tail end of what I just said. And I do. I honestly do. Because I can see, one, I'm immensely grateful that I no longer have anyone in my life that hurt me, but I also set them free with forgiveness. I set myself free. You know, I can see the lessons in circumstances. It's not about the people. People are just people. But I know that the divine loved me enough to put me in circumstances to teach me certain things that I needed to learn. We all need to learn. We all have a different curriculum, but we all need to learn. We do. And we're all on different paths and journeys, and we just so happen to collide every once in a while, and we align and we teach each other. And then we set each other free. So I'm not mad at anybody. I forgive, and I set you free. I don't need someone else to feel happiness. That is very true. Supposedly there's a quote by Prince that you should love yourself so much you don't even notice who doesn't, or something like that. Fortunately for me, I don't know if it's because I was raised as an only child or what, but to a certain degree, people have always been optional. Like, I don't mind doing anything alone. I absolutely enjoy my own company. And outside of toxic relationships that had me really learning some things about self-love, I really genuinely do. Make me happy. And I love me. I am successful. Yes, I am. Yes, you are. All right, so we have, let's see, we got 5 affirmations out here. We got 2 to go. Be careful with your affirmations, though. I remember I was listening to a video. A lot of times I'll purposely program myself, right? Because if you're not programming, you trust and believe you are being programmed. The society is programming you. If you just pay attention to the average commercial, you may want to put it on mute once you realize that they got you emotionally invested in some mess. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. A lot of these commercials are starting off with, how do they put it? It's almost like they're putting words in your subconscious mind to agree to some devastation, whether it be, it's usually some type of health issue, okay? Like taking ownership. Like there's some commercial about plaque psoriasis, and it's like, are you your plaque psoriasis? What do you mean your? Hell. And if you're listening to that, subconsciously, you're owning that. So I implore everyone to put commercials on mute if they are going down that rabbit hole where you're subconsciously agreeing to something that you're not calling into your reality. But I was listening to a video, and the guy was doing great until he said something about, I'm grateful for the opportunity to work hard or something like that. And I was like, baby loves easy because it's easy. So I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. The opportunity to work hard. The hell? Slave? Okay. All my problems have solutions. That is so true. They do. You may not like them, but I bet you one thing is for the best, whatever the solution is. Ultimately, keep living. Just keep swimming. You'll see. It ain't over. For all my church song fanatics, Kirk Franklin heads out there. It ain't over. All right, so we got, let's see, was that 7? I feel like that might have been 7. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we got 1 to go. No, what's with me tonight? Oops, there we go. Oh my God, you guys are slippery. Slippery little things. Okay, so the last card. My needs and wants are important. Yes, they are. And with that, those are your affirmations. And again, they will be listed in the description box. You know what? There was one laying out, and I'm going to take it. It says, I choose to make today a great day. Choose to make today a great day. Yeah. Tonight, I sleep in total trust, knowing that tomorrow, everything in my life changes for the better. I like it. All right, so we're going to move on to our Rethink deck. We're only going to pull 2 because these cards are long, and so are the Namaste cards. And so for the sake of time and whatever intuitive messages that divine will bestow upon me, and I will humbly receive to give to you, we want to keep this under an hour, because I'm realizing that if I don't get sleep, I don't dream, and I don't like that. I'm averaging going to sleep at like 3 in the morning after working on projects, and yeah, no. When I transitioned from the day to the evening, I kind of figured I would be up late, but not 3 a.m. late. Like, what? So I'm going to perfect my routine. I'm very much routine and task oriented, and so I'm going to find a way to accomplish everything that I've set out to do in a very time efficient way, so that baby gets rest. And you need to make sure you get rest for real, because your tempo needs to be respected at all times, i.e. your body. And rest is essential, because if you don't give it to it, it's going to take it, honey. And it might take it at the wrong time. Ever been driving? Let me tell you, oh, okay. Let's talk about faith, honey. This is a story about faith and sleep. So my oldest's birthday, his due date was Halloween, but he decided to come exactly 1 week early. And so it's kind of fun, because I've always enjoyed being able to dress up, for Halloween. We never do anything demonic, ever. It's always something cute, something fun, whatever. And I appreciate the fact that they still, because sometimes teenagers can get funny. My son said something today about his options for Halloween, and I'm like, okay, that's where your mind is at already, huh? All right, we got a card that popped out. And so anyway, one year I decided to take us to the Grand Canyon for Halloween and his birthday. And so we flew a certain airline that is known for being inexpensive, but will absolutely delay you. You can figure it out. I ain't calling out no names unless I'm getting paid. That's just how I get down. Anyway, point is that we were on a tight schedule. And I had intended for us to have a complete night's worth of sleep before we ventured out the next day to drive to the Grand Canyon. And it ended up being where we had just enough time to put on our costumes and get on the road by the time this delay had taken place and we landed. And it was devastating because I was absolutely exhausted, but I had no idea what I was getting ready to embark on, because the drive, if I'm not mistaken, from where we were, I don't know if it was 2 hours or 4 hours, but I can tell you this: I had never driven through the desert before. It is completely mesmerizing, okay? And it is absolutely terrifying at night because there are no lights. And them trucks be driving through there like it's nothing because they know it. They know it, and they got them lights and they're good. And, to me, it's like you're just driving on a mountain hoping like hell you're not going to fall off. But baby, when I tell you I was sleepy, not only was I sleepy, but the sleep was in the air because both the boys were in the back, knocked the hell out. And it was the most scariest, most beautiful experience I had ever had. And then to only get there and be there just long enough to take pictures and just to take in the awe of God's creation that is just so big that you can't even wrap your brain around how massive the Grand Canyon truly is. And then to have to beat the sun because I was not about to drive through the desert with no lights hanging off a mountain with trucks flying by. So we coasted back into the city right at dusk. I mean, it was just like, wow. And so I say all that to say, get your sleep. Get your sleep, get your sleep, get your sleep, because your body is going to take it. And it may not be the right time. It wasn't nothing but the divine that really allowed us to make it back safely. We have had some adventures, honey. That's one thing about traveling the world. And we have more to see. We have more to explore. And I'm so excited. I've been wanting to share what the next phase is for us. But as time goes on, I'll feel more comfortable with doing that. But just know that this channel is about to get real interesting real quick. So just stick with us, okay? Life celebration. Ooh. Alexa, turn on left and right. Okay. Because these cards are like so well put together. But yeah, when you write in white font, it'd be tough. Life celebration. The wholeheartedly celebrate each success and accomplishment I achieve. No, excuse me. Let me start over. I wholeheartedly celebrate each success and accomplishment I achieve along the way. I take time to recognize and appreciate my progress and milestones, embracing the significance of even the smallest steps forward in my journey. That is beautiful. I was thinking about that the other day when I was in my gym. I'm constantly reminded of how far I've come because I'm in a place right now where I've been allowed to slow down and just enjoy the fruits of my labor. And if I was ever grateful before, I think I have multiplied that gratitude by 10. Because again, there's nothing like peace of mind. And I speak that for every single one of you who are watching. And even if you have peace of mind, I'm agreeing with you, baby. It is the greatest, okay? But don't ever downplay or forget your progress and your accomplishments. They still count. And what you're meant to do is just add that on top of everything else, and you will literally see how blessed you genuinely are. I put that post up on social media once. It said something like, I sat back and added up all my blessings and realized I'm a daddy's girl. Because God has been so wonderful to me. I'm a daddy's girl. I am So divinely blessed. Okay, 2 of them came out. All right, fine. Fine. You win. All right, let's see what they are. Intuition and discipline. Okay, listen up, children. We got a message. Intuition. I trust my intuition as a compass guiding me towards the right path. I listen to the whispers of my inner voice, knowing that it holds wisdom and insight. With confidence in my decisions, I embrace the power of intuition to navigate life's choices and embrace my true purpose. Amen. I'm so, what's the word? Like, I was clearing my throat so much before on my previous videos that I almost have PTSD. Because I'm like, at any given moment, I'm going to have to, and I don't need to. And I'm so grateful. I'm so glad that's over. I stay true to myself and live. This is discipline, by the way. I stay true to myself and live authentically without trying to be someone I'm not. I understand that people's opinions of me are not as important as my own self-acceptance. I prioritize my own happiness and well-being over fitting in or seeking approval from others. You know what? Let me tell you something. Again, I have been blessed to be completely oblivious to people's opinions of me because I just never took the time to give a damn. And once I realized and actually paid attention, I just got the people out of my life because I ain't got time for negative energies creeping in the background of my happiness. No, thank you. I told that to my son the other day. I said, I'm quoting the great Chris Brown. If you don't like Chris Brown, I don't know what to tell you. Again, I believe that we have to learn how to separate the talent from the man. And he who is without sin, throw the first rock. But anyway, how you going to hate outside the club? You can't even get in. Okay. This is where we come to the part known as Bible Roulette. All right. We're moving right along, aren't we? We're at 33. Good. I always say that, and then it's like, I don't know where the time goes. I do not know time goes. It's like all of a sudden you start having fun. Isn't it like that though? It's like right when, things start off kind of, and then towards the end, it's like, oh, we just got started. Child, it's been a whole hour. Okay, let's see. So this is our Bible Roulette, or better known as Biblemancy, where we are going to allow the divine to give us some nourishment via the word of our Elohim, of our El Shaddai, of our El Rafa, of our Yahweh, our Jehovah, the great I am, the divine, the universe, our Father, our Mother. And dun 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 dun. Deuteronomy. Let's see. So we are in Deuteronomy, and this is a New Living Translation Bible, by the way. Please drop in the comments what is your religious text, okay? If you have any at all. And if you don't, feel free to check out a New Living Translation Bible. I think at the core of most religions, the sentiment is the same. Love one another, stop acting a fool, and there's a higher power that loves you, but will absolutely rain wrath on your ass if you don't act right. Okay? All right, so we're going to do I want to do 3? We're going to do 4. So let me write this down because, again, we have visited this Bible so much since 2015 Things have to be documented at this point. I definitely can't be up late tonight. I got too much going on for the rest of the week, literally. So, baby is going to get some rest tonight. So, we're going to do Deuteronomy 4 through 5. Yeah. I have a whole lot. What's going on? Okay, so it says Moses urges Israel to obey. Oh, okay. A warning against idolatry. There's only one God. Eastern cities of refuge. An introduction to Moses' second address. And then 5 discusses the 10 commandments of the covenant community. For the covenant community. Who out there acting up and need a reminder? Let's see. Alexa, turn on my lamp. A little extra light in here. Hey y'all. Can you see me now? Okay, so I'm just going to read my nuggets of what I've highlighted, and whatever intuitive message comes out, you already know I'm going to speak on that. We're going to burn our bay leaves, and we're going to get off to our next destination. And for me, that is my cloud, aka night. Okay, so Deuteronomy 4:4, but all of you who were faithful to the Lord your God are still alive today, every one of you. 6, obey them completely, and you will display your wisdom and intelligence among the surrounding nations. When they hear all these decrees, they will exclaim, how wise and prudent are the people of the great nation. For what great nation has a God as near to them as the God of our God is near to us whenever we call on him? And what great nation has decrees and regulations as righteous and fair as this body of instruction that I am giving you today? 9. But watch out, be careful, never forget what you yourself have seen. Do not let these memories escape from your mind as long as you live, and be sure to pass them on to your children and grandchildren. So we actually fell on this back in May, and I remember saying, you can't be concerned about the future of the world if you don't invest in the children who will be taking over it and inheriting it. If you are not wisely investing in these children to make sure that they have a decent head on their shoulder. I forgot all about my grounding. Excuse me. Never too late. If you're not investing in these upcoming generations, then you really don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, I remember coming up and hearing people talk about, oh, these kids today. I ain't never seen nobody sign up for a Big Brother or Big Sister program, though. I literally at one point campaigned to every man I was related to or knew in asking them to mentor to my sons. Only one person stood up. One. Because I was a firm believer, and still am, that it does take a man to raise a man, but women do what they got to do. Especially in this society where oftentimes, more often than not, women will find themselves having to carry the majority of the responsibility, unfortunately, which is not what I think God intended. There are certain species on this planet that they do. The females do take care of the children alone. But that's well documented. With us, it seems to be optional. human beings can, be led by their own interpretation of things. But in my world, we're not meant to raise these children without each other. We need each other, as far as I can tell. We do. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I hope that helps because I feel like my camera was giving some type of haziness. Okay, so invest in these kiddos, and bestow upon them whatever you can. I feel like I probably overloaded mine a little too early in life, but oddly enough, those seeds are starting to sprout, and I can see the light bulbs going off in my children. And so I'm glad that I figured if nothing else, I just have to repeat myself. Which, if you raise children, you will do that on a regular basis. So if you don't like repeating yourself, don't have kids, because I promise you will. But every nugget of wisdom that I could possibly give to my children, I absolutely have. And I've also allowed them to see challenges. I've allowed them to see me be emotionally vulnerable. I've allowed them to see, that being an adult sometimes is tough. And that you'll always be learning. And how you handle your lessons is going to make the difference in this life. And I feel as though I have really handled a lot of things with grace and humility. And I've also shown them what not to do. So give the kids a sense of understanding of this higher power, but also whatever you've learned. You don't have to be a replica of the mess that you may have come from. However that lands with you. I think inherently the goal should be that every generation that comes after us does better. That's evolution. So why would you want them to endure the same crap you went through just because you did? And there are people out here who are like that. Well, you can struggle because I did. What? Okay. So withholding information that could actually help somebody, that's okay. Yeah, no. Love the kids enough to teach them, okay? So now we're going to drop down to, we're still in chapter 4, 12. And the Lord spoke to you from the heart of the fire. You heard the sound of his words, but didn't see his form. There was only a voice. He proclaimed his covenant, the 10 commandments, which he commanded you to keep, and which he wrote on 2 stone tablets. It was that time that the Lord commanded me to teach you his decrees and regulations so that you would obey them in the land you are about to enter and occupy. A warning against idolatry. 15. But be very careful. You did not see the Lord's form on the day he spoke to you from the heart of the fire on Mount Sinai. So do not corrupt yourselves by making an idol of any form, whether a man or a woman, any animal on the ground, a bird in the sky, a small animal that scurries along the ground, or a fish in the deepest sea. And when you look up into the sky and see the sun, moon, and stars, all the forces of heaven, don't be seduced into worshiping them. The Lord your God gave them to all the people of the earth. Okay. 24. The Lord your God is a devouring fire. He is a jealous God. That's exactly what I was going to say. God is jealous. He don't do it. Every time I read this, I always think about the calf. Moses coming down off the mountain and slamming them tablets to the ground like, I left you one job, Aaron. One job. And I come back And Aaron's like, they twisted my arm and I made him a calf. Then out came a calf. Like, no, Bo, you literally created a calf to pacify the people because they became impatient and they needed something to worship, which, how many times has someone done something that didn't make any sense anyway? So to see people do crazy shenanigans in the Bible is about right. Because some of the stuff that people do right now, it's like, what? Okay. So I wrote something at the top here for 529. So we'll come back to that. So now we're going to jump down to 29. But from there, you will search again for the Lord your God. And if you search for him with all your heart and soul, you will find him. In the distant future, when you are suffering all these things, you will finally return to the Lord your God and listen to what he tells you. For the Lord your God is a merciful God. He will not abandon you or destroy you or forget the solemn covenant he made with your ancestors. Amen. All right, so now we're down to 34. Has any other God dared to take a nation for himself out of another nation by means of trials, miraculous signs, wonders, war, a strong hand, a powerful arm, and terrifying acts? Yet that is what the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes. It's kind of like that card where it talked about, what's the card that we just did? Life celebration, right? Like, don't get to a point where you're so complacent with life that you begin to not appreciate how far you've come in your previous successes. Don't forget God and his miracles and all that he's done for you either. His blessing still holds weight. It doesn't matter how big or small these blessings are, they still count. And God is constantly reminding people, I'm the Almighty, right? Stop playing with me. So don't forget that. Which means that whatever you're encountering, whatever you're going through, God will see you through. This ain't your first rodeo. Okay, so there's only one God. So we read that part. 35. He showed you these things so that you would know that the Lord is God and there is no other. 36. He will let you hear his voice from heaven so he could instruct you. He let you see his great fire here on earth so he could speak to you from it. Because he loved your ancestors, he chose to bless their descendants, and he personally brought you out of Egypt with a great display of power. He drove out nations far greater than you, so he could bring you in and give you their land as your special possession, as it is today. So remember this and keep it firmly to mind. The Lord is both in heaven and on earth, and there is no other. If you obey all the decrees and commands I am giving you today, all will be well with you and your children. I am giving you these instructions so that you will enjoy a long life in the land the Lord God is giving you for all time. Don't let selfishness and greed and stupidity and ignorance rob you of your true inheritance, which is joy and freedom. Remember God. Okay, so now we're going to go down to 5. Again, this is Deuteronomy. So 4, at the mountain, the Lord spoke to you face to face from the heart of the fire. I stood as an intermediary intermediary between you and the Lord, for you were afraid of the fire and did not want to approach the mountain. He spoke to me, and I passed his words on to you. This is what he said. I go down to 7. You must not have any other God but me. You must not make for yourself an idol of any kind or an image of anything in the heavens or on the earth or in the sea. You must not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children. The entire family is afflicted, even children in the 3rd and 4th generations of those who reject me. But I lavish unfailing love for 1,000 generations for those who love me and obey my commands. Like I said, I would rather live a life loving God and be wrong than live a life like there is no God and be wrong. 11. You must not misuse my name. You must not misuse the name of the Lord your God. The Lord will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name. 12. Observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy, as the Lord your God has commanded you. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath day of rest dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, no one in your household may do any work. This includes you, your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, your oxen and donkeys, and other livestock, and any foreigners living among you. I could have sworn I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and yet I'm still getting notifications. Like, what? Why? All your male and female servants must rest as you do. Remember that you were once slaves in Egypt, but the Lord your God brought you out with his strong hand and powerful arm. This is why the Lord your God has commanded you to rest on the Sabbath day. Honor your father and mother as the Lord your God commanded you. Then you will live a long, full life in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Sounds like heaven on earth. That's what it sounds like to me. You must not murder. I just want to say duh so bad, but I feel like I would just be like blasphemy. Duh, don't murder. You sure? I had that conversation with my boys. I'm like, do you honestly realize that, or do you actually see how the only reason people don't murder is because we have a law? Because otherwise, people would succumb to their anger, and it would be a bloodbath. Really. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor. You must not covet your neighbor's wife. You must not covet your neighbor's house or land, male or female servant, ox or donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. Mind your business. 29. Oh, that they would always have hearts like this, that they might fear me and obey all my commands. If they did, they and their descendants would prosper forever. God is literally begging people like, look, dude, don't make me have to pull out my wrath. You know what I'm saying? Smite all y'all. So Moses told the people, you must be careful to obey all the commands of the Lord your God. Follow his instructions in every detail. Stay on the path that the Lord your God has commanded you to follow. Then you will live long and prosper lives. You will live long and prosperous lives in the land you are about to enter and occupy. All right. So I implore you to go back and read that for your own interpretation and nourishment and full And I will list an additional message in the description. This is the part that we have come to known as the burning of the bay leaves. Be right back. All right. So I'm so happy that you all have gotten to this part. If you have, thank you so much. I truly enjoy doing this, and I'm so grateful to each and every single one of you for watching, liking, commenting, all of that good stuff. And I hope that you have gotten something that only you needed to hear tonight. I'm sleeping, so it's time to burn some bay leaves. All right, so this is a part where you set some positive intentions along with myself, because when two or more are gathered, God has no choice but to show up. So, give me love. I've already pre-written out some bay leaves here. So let's take a deep breath. And I'm believing with you, as long as it's positive. Okay, don't be over there saying nothing weird and having me agree with you. And know that what I've written is absolutely beautiful. You give me some roko 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 ro. You give me some roko rike rasha ra so rasha ra. You give me some Richi, ra ra ra. You give me some roko 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 ro. You give me some roko rike rasha ra so rasha ra. So, stay beautiful, stay wonderful, stay rested, stay safe, stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay young, stay tuned, and most of all, my loves, my beloveds, stay loved. Until next time, bye.